Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Politics on AIG Media Pro TV, and I am Adeyinka Egbenoba. Counting down to the general elections, Nigerians will be deciding who their leaders will be at all levels, both presidential, governorship, House of Rep, and House of Assembly. With us today is a candidate of the All Progressive Congress (APC), vying for office at the Federal House of Representatives, Etiosa Constituency, who is Mr. Ibrahim Babajide Obanikoro.
Thank you. Good
Glad
afternoon.
to have you.
My pleasure.
I'm sure a lot of people have been asking you this question. Why are you running for office?
Yes. Well, I believe this is about public service. This is service to humanity. And that is the main reason why I am running for office, to contribute my quota to the nearest environment that I find myself in. And we're talking about Etiosa here. Etiosa is divided into two. We have Constituency 1 and Constituency 2. Our Constituency 2 is the face of Etiosa, seeing as that is where the elites are. Constituency 1 is where people don't talk much about, and we don't have development that justifies the revenue that the state and the federal government generates from this local government. Those are some of the things that I also want to harness, use my personal influence and possibly the power of the office to lobby and negotiate with the executive arm of government to bring to hasten development in this side of town and to make life comfortable for the good people of Etiosa.
Let's look at your political background. You were once at PDP.
Yes.
You contested, I think, twice, Ikoyi, Obalende, local government. Then I think you lost. Then you moved to APC, and you finally won the ticket. So I'm sure our viewers will want to know, what was your reason for leaving PDP?
There are a lot of reasons why I left the People's Democratic Party. I contested 3 times under the platform. I started out in April of 2011. We ran for assembly. That same year, in October, we ran for chairmanship. And 4 years later, 2015, I ran for assembly again. And of these 3 elections, I can beat my chest to tell you that I won at least 2 of them, if I even decide to concede losing the very first election. And in a situation where you win an election under a platform, and then the platform does not give you the necessary support that you need to claim your mandate, that is not good enough. And if you notice that for about 2.5 years after the election, the party was extremely divided. You had 2 personnel claiming to be the chairman of the party, and loyalty was divided. Some went with personnel A and the others went with personnel B. And that is not the kind of politics that I wanted to participate or be associated with. Coupled with a lot of the leadership issues that we had in Lagos State as well, they were not encouraging. So I felt it's high time I leave the party. They didn't know what they were doing, and it wasn't helping my political career as a young man that I was trying to grow.
Okay, from a recent personal online poll that we did, some electorate, or let me say some residents of Etiosa, felt that or thought that it's probably because of the influence of your dad, because he also left PDP, went to APC, and shortly after that, you joined APC. So Lagosians want to know if your candidacy now in APC was out of merit.
Out of merit?
Yes.
You see, a lot of politicking that goes on behind the scene is not seen by everybody. It's only a few politicians that would understand. The move to APC, I initiated it.
That's Senator Muslim Obanikoro now, your dad?
Yes, that's my father.
Okay.
The move to APC, I initiated it. I was out of the country for a few months, and if I wasn't out of the country, I would have moved before he did. But be as it may, he did his official declaration before me. But behind the scene, I had moved before he did, and it was only giving me a soft landing for him to lead the moving to APC, seeing as he is more on ground and is a bigger politician than I am. And if I merit being the candidate of the APC or not, I believe I merit. I do merit it because four of us contested in the primaries. The incumbent.
In fact, that is the major issue because a lot of people think, how possible is that somebody new in the party now winning the incumbent?
Well, like I said, it's a lot of for you to defeat an incumbent.
Yes.
It's not beans. It's not joke. It's not easy in the political, especially in Nigeria. Okay. So for the party to give me the go ahead of the incumbent, you should know that I merit it because today's election has gone beyond where they will just appoint or anoint a candidate, because even if you do that within your party, the general election is still coming. You want to put front somebody you know can deliver an election for you, and I believe with my track record, I have as an opposition within Lagos State, I have delivered a few elections to the PDP, but we're not able to take advantage of the delivery. So me coming to the APC and winning the primaries and getting the party's nudge to go ahead, I believe I merit it over and over again.
Okay, now let's go to Babajide Obanikoro as a person, but before we go into that, let's go into your party.
Okay.
Are you concerned that majority of Lagosians are saying that a fraction of Lagos saying they are tired of having power wrestle within just one party for the past 20 years? What does it feel like to be an APC member?
It's words can express it. I don't see any Lagosian that is complaining about APC being in power, and I'm a grassrooter. I'm always with the grassroots. They are very content with the party, and February 16 and March 2nd is around the corner, and you will see where the Lagosians would cast their vote.
Now let's look at your plan for Ethiopia. I'm sure you've been going around, and
Yes.
these people would have been coming to you with their problems. What key thing would you think is lacking in Ethiopia that you want to soften for them?
Like a few of them.
Okay.
Two major issues that have been a constant on the complaints of people of Ethiopia, especially Constituency 1,
Okay.
which is flood and power.
Okay.
Unfortunately, both issues are not within my
Jurisdiction.
But what I keep telling them is that I'll continue to lobby for them with the executive arm of government. I'll continue to, bring, if I see any multinational or any corporation that is willing to participate to they call it, what's this called now in the corporate world? Giving back to your society.
Yeah.
If I see companies that are doing that, I would bring Ethiopia as an option for them to help us in solving our drainage issues, in solving our light issue. In some areas, they already have the generator. I mean the transformer. Okay. All they need is just connection. If I can talk to the MD of the Code District, who is in charge of this area, and they listen to me and say, okay, the House of Reps is talking on their behalf, let's listen to him. Kudos to them, and the benefits, those our benefits will be the people of Ethiopia. Another complaint that they complain a lot, again, we're not within my purview,
as well,
is health. There's no public health center in the whole of Ethiopia as big as Ethiopia is. Okay. The one we have is not completed in Igboefon. So these are the things that I'm going to also table to the ears of the governor of Lagos State. That look, this local government generates, I think we're within first 5 local governments that generates majority of the income for both the state and the federal. So if a local government is generating so much revenue, why not pay attention to this local government and give us roads, health and schools? Because a lot of the parents who also complain about the exorbitant amount of fees they pay for school fees.
Okay, we'll go into that. We need to go on a quick break now. We've been having discussions with all progressive Congress candidates who is vying for office at the Federal House of Representatives, Etiosa Constituency, who is Mr. Ibrahim Babajide Obanikoro. Please stay with us. Welcome back. It's still Let's Talk Politics on AIG Media Pro, and we have Mr. Babajide Obanikoro in the house.
Thank you.
We were discussing about parents complaining about school fees. But now, the school fees, is it at private schools or public schools?
I was getting there. That
Okay.
some parents are complaining about exorbitant school fees for the private schools, and the public schools parents are complaining they lack, adequate amenities and infrastructure for proper learning to take place. These are some of the things that we want to take to the executive arm of government. Now, look, I'm representing this area. We are generating so much revenue for you. Pay attention to it. Now, directly from my office.
Okay. The ones that are within your power that
yes,
you can
what
do.
I want to do for the good people of Etiosa is that we're going to have a constituency office. Etiosa is divided into 4.
Okay.
VI, Ikoyobalinde, Etiosa 1, and Etiosa proper and Etiosa East.
Okay.
Now, we're going to have a constituency office in each of these local governments. Now, what that is to let them know that I am there for them. There's a physical presence. You can reach out to your rep member and be rest assured that we're going to listen and respond to you. So that is me bridging the communication gap that we currently have now. Now, from what we intend to use the constituency office for is that it's going to be a hub center as well. I'm going to tell residents that are in the neighborhood, bring your CV to my office.
Okay.
Give me the opportunity to also talk to all the companies within Etiosa. Give me the it's not by force, but at least give me the first refusal option. When you have openings, kindly let me know
First.
and I would send forth to you some of the CVs that I have here from my constituency office. So if these people do qualify, kindly give them this opportunity to work with you, because at the end of the day, it will save you costs as well. Because if you notice from research, all these companies, at the end of the day or in the morning, they send staff bus all the way to the mainland to bring their staff to the island, and then at the end of the day, they do the same thing.
Yeah.
If you employ people in this environment, you do need to do that. It will save you costs in paying additional driver. It will save you costs on fueling these buses. So these are some of the things that I want to highlight to the corporate bodies within here, and also the people that live within this constituency. So the constituency office will be like a hub center where you can come to look for job, and where job givers who can come to look for people that are looking for jobs. That we want to do for our people. Also, one of the bills that I'm looking at proposing, and I hope that I see this through, is, when you're sick and you go to any hospital, if you are not a member of that hospital, they will tell you to pay to register. And if you can't afford to register, they're not going to attend to you. I think it's an archaic idea that needs to be abolished. And so I'm going to propose that once anybody comes and they are healed, attend to them, let them feel better before you start worrying about how to get paid, because they say health is wealth. But that again, I need to also have meet with some of the doctors and hospital owners, because I can't just say, okay, because I know they are running a business. I can't just say forget your profits, and so we have to. There has to be a middle ground that we are going to meet.
But are you concerned that a lot of people have come to electorate with several ideas, several promises, several plans in the past, and immediately they get to office, these are not even done? A lot of people don't even know who is representing them. So what are you going to do differently?
Now, on the issue of people not knowing who's representing them, that is not necessarily the fault of the representative.
Okay.
Because, for example, I have people that they don't care about the government. All they're interested is their business. So they don't I'll give you a perfect example. We have about 365. We have more than that reside, about 1 million people that reside within Etiosa as a local government. And out of that million, we have only 365 registered voters. And out of that 365 registered voters, we have only about 55 that will turn out to vote on the day of election. I mean, about 55,000 that will turn out to vote on the day of election. What that tells you is that those that are not voting can't be bothered. And from research, some people say, "Oh, I said, why did you get your PVC?" As a form of ID, not to cast any vote or pay attention. So in that kind of situation, those people are not interested in who their rep is. So it's not everybody that will be interested in who is representing them. But for those that are interested in representing them, that's why we say we are going to be accessible. We have an online platform, we have website, we have email, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have Facebook, just to make sure that those that are interested in what's the word I'm looking for now? Engaging those that are representing them, they will have access to us. And that's why we say that every quarter or every six months, depending on how things play out eventually after being sworn in, we're going to be holding town hall meetings where we're going to bring everybody, not just the politicians. I'll bring the resident associations, I'll bring the artisans, and the corporate bodies in this area. We'll bring everybody together. We'll highlight what our issues are. We'll figure out how to move forward. If I'm going to be the one negotiating with them, with the executive arm of government, we'll be doing that every quarter or every once a year or twice a year, so that at least within the next 4 years, we'll have to make progress. Because like I said earlier, election is gone beyond where they will just anoint you and then you just go there and not, pay back to the community anymore. If you don't look at the last 2015 election, the presidency was voted out. It's unprecedented in the third world nation. So many cases like that too in other offices that people are not conversant with. If you don't perform, you are out of office. So you have no option but to perform.
Okay, I've been privileged to have interviews with some of the opposition parties vying for this office as well, and majority of them think that, or says that they are going to pass the bill when they get to office, that it should be one term, not 2 terms. So my question to Babajide Obanikoro now is, if you get to office, would you support the motion that it should just be a term, so that if you don't do well, there's no point coming back?
That is left for the electorate to decide. If I don't do well, when I put myself up for election, vote me out. You get? Okay. It's not a bill that you can pass. You can't limit it to 1 term. As long as it's done, for example, look at our distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu. She's going for a 3rd term. And I can assure you she's going to win, because she has been giving back to the people. And people are feeling the effect of her representing them at the red chambers. So you cannot limit it to 1 term. And 1 term in the life of a nation is nothing. It's too small. So I've not heard of it anywhere in the world where the legislative arm of government has been restricted or reduced to just 1
Okay,
term.
so now let's go to your campaign. You agree with me that politics in Nigeria, especially in Lagos, is huge money.
Yes.
So where are you getting funding from?
Or
are you one of those that has a godfather?
Well, you see, politics. If you are interested in politics, you cannot shy away from godfatherism. It's in the US. You can, where democracy was born, they have godfathers behind the scene. So you cannot shy away.
So who is your godfather?
I have a lot of godfathers. I can start naming them. I will not finish. Okay. But having a godfather has nothing to do with funding an election.
Okay.
It is the good people of Etiosa that have been funding my campaign. I have not, yes, of course, my own money too will surely go into it, but majority of the amount of money that I spent comes from donors.
Okay, before we end it today, just face the camera and tell the people of Etiosa why you think over 1.5 million people should entrust you with their votes for 30 seconds.
Well, like I said, it's about 55,000 people that would be participating in this election come February 14. February 16. Sorry, I think I'm the best man for the job, because out of all the candidates that have put ourselves up, I'm the most on ground. I have lived in Etiosa longer than any one of them. I understand Etiosa and the policies of Etiosa better than any other candidate. And I'm the one that you will find as your next door neighbor, which we boldly put on our posters to let you know that Ibrahim Babajide Obanikoro is your neighbor and indeed the next future of Etiosa.
You've heard it all from the candidate of the All Progressive Congress who is vying for office at the Federal House of Representatives, Etiosa, Babajide Ibrahim Obanikoro. Until next time on another episode of Let's Talk Politics, I'm Adeyinka Egbenoba.